the same as that which beat Warrington a fortnight ago. Donlan at fullback, Dixon, Shenton, Owen and Wainwright, McGoldrick and Dawn. So Brent Sherwin is still injured. The forwards, Higgins, Moore and Hubie, Guttenbeil, Lupton and Westerman. And on the bench, it's Andrew Henderson, Clayton, Boyle and Caddick. And the coach is Terry Matheson. Wakefield Trinity Wildcats, it's Blaymire at fullback, Gleeson, Martin, Atkins, Blanche, Rooney and Brough. Forwards, Moore, Obst and Wilkes, Golden, McGilvray and Sculthorpe. And the bench for Wakefield occupied by Bybee, Kevin Henderson, Grix and Bibb. The coach is John Keir. Well, the coach leaving the dressing room having made the final speech. Wakefield have actually won their last 8 meetings with Castleford. They've not lost to the Tigers since 32-4 drubbing at Bellevue in July, on July the 19th, 2003. Jamie Rooney leads them out here. No let-up for Wakefield because of their cup run this year. They're a point off the top 6, and John Keir hopes to keep his success going here against Castleford. Well, there was no more dramatic game in Super League than the Wakefield-Castleford match on September the 16th, 2006. The winner would stay up, the loser would be relegated. 11,000 people shoehorned into Bellevue. Wakefield won 29-17, and the Tigers were relegated in 2006, but they bounced back in style last year, and although they're struggling at the foot of the table, the win against Warrington 2 weeks ago, which was very significant, and now Terry Matheson takes aim on his first ever victory against Wakefield as the Castleford coach at his 6th attempt, and they are seeking consecutive Super League wins for the first time in 2 years since May 2006. Luke Dawn was the star of the show at the Halliwell Jones Stadium 2 weeks ago tonight, and there's a good crowd in here to watch this local derby. We all talk about Wigan Saints, Bradford Leeds, but in this part of the world, this is the biggest fixture of the year. Castleford and Wakefield.
It'll be tough going in the early exchanges, that is for sure, but the simple equation for Castleford is, can they shut down Danny Brough? He's been in scintillating form all throughout this year, and he's the key figure. They've got to try to close him down.
Donlan was the man underneath the kick-off. It's Liam Higgins with the first drive for the Castleford Tigers, and Tony Martin and McGilvray, the 2 men in the head guards, were the first into the tackle for the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats. Castleford have lost all 3 to Wakefield in 2006 when they were relegated. They've lost their 2 meetings so far this season, including a 54-16 hiding at Millennium Magic in Cardiff. They believe they have 1 or 2 scores to settle here tonight. McGoldrick takes the tackle.
It's obvious that the Tigers, they play a lot of their attacking rugby league football right on this right-hand side. You can see that Joe Westerman, he'll just slide in into the winger. That's a neat kick, but is it a bit too strong? Yes, it looks as though it's gone over the whitewash. Not the best from Scott Moore there.
Let's go down to the sideline. Early news from Bill.
Eddie, you mentioned the absence of Brent Sherwin from this Castleford Tigers lineup. It was a very, very close call for coach Terry Matheson. Sherwin having an injury, a hamstring injury, and he was 98% fit, the word was, and then the decision was made not to risk him today and probably give him another week, come back against Hull next week.
Yes, Terry Matheson was quite hopeful last night that Brent Sherwin would be able to take his place in his side, but this is the team that beat Warrington a fortnight ago, and Luke Dawn was at the heart of it, as was Ryan McGoldrick. It's a great ball to Westerman, an important tackle there by Danny Brough. There is the Castleford Tigers coach watching as the ball is played to McGoldrick. This is Donlan. This now is the young centre Michael Shenton, and he puts the ball down. And there's a bit of an argy-bargy between Atkins and Shenton. It's going to be that sort of a night down here at the Jungle.
It always is against these 2 sides. They're really, really wound up for this. Good opportunity there. The one thing that the Castleford coach Terry Matheson likes is the fact that the fullback Stuart Donlan chimes in either outside the loose forward Joe Westerman or the centre Richard Owen or Michael Shenton.
The 2 games played in Super League last night had 60 points plus scored in them. I think tonight's game will be another high-scoring affair. We know that Castleford can score points. The biggest question, and the fact whether they'll win here tonight, is just how many they can prevent the Wildcats from getting.
There's John Keir, who was in our studio last night, of course, with us at St Helens. And he's on the verge of history this year. If he gets Wakefield to Wembley and they win, he will be the first man to have coached 3 teams to success in the Challenge Cup. But right now, he says that's put to bed for 7 weeks. There are plenty of Super League points up for grabs, and he wants the first 2 of them here tonight.
Certainly does. He wants to make sure that they're in the playoffs come the season's end. It was a nice kick there by Jamie Rooney in the early part of the game. 2.5 minutes gone perhaps, and this is where the pressure can apply, the mistakes can happen.
I think tonight we've got 2 contrasting teams, haven't we? We've got a team that likes to shift the ball around in Castleford. Their last performance was outstanding against Warrington. There's plenty of movement from players. They like to shift the ball laterally and test the edge defence. What you'll find with Wakefield a little more direct. They rely on guys like Richard Moore, Danny Sculthorpe, Ricky Bybee when he comes on to get their go forward, and then the little men take over. The little men like Danny Bruff, Jamie Rooney and Sam Hobbs, they then look to pierce the field down the middle, then they play off that. So 2 contrasting sides, 2 good sides, and I'm sure we're in for a real entertaining game.
Well, John Keir's tenure at Wakefield, and he got Danny Bruff to join him at Wakefield from this Castleford Tigers side after they were promoted, and Danny Bruff was man of the match in the Castleford Tigers grand final success last year, but he took him to Bellevue, did John Keir, and his tenure began in 2006 at Castleford with the first of 4 wins he needed to survive. Here though is Donlan, gets the ball away, it's picked up by Dixon. Castleford lose a little bit of momentum in that, but they're still deep in Wakefield territory, and this is danger for the Wildcats with McGoldrick. That's a great ball that was from Hubie to Guttenbeil.
Did well to hang on to it as well. Well covered by Martin.
Scott Moore to McGoldrick. Will stab the ball into the corner. And I think Luke Dawn has got there. Luke Dawn with the first try for Castleford, yes. He has picked up where he left off at Warrington a fortnight ago. It was a lovely measured kick to the in-goal area. And Luke Dawn chased it. He was the more eager. And he got there for his 10th try of the campaign. He began the day 9 tries, which was with Joe Westerman, joint top try scorer for this club. But that's number 10 for Dawn. He hits double figures and Castleford are up and running.
The Wakefield fans, they were not too sure about this pass on to Guttenbeil. Oh, it looked slightly forward. They've got away with it. Take nothing away with the kick. Bounce in by McGoldrick, and Dawn knew exactly where to go. They were caught napping. No one came behind quick enough. That is a wonderful effort, and as Eddie has just mentioned, Dawn was outstanding against Warrington. Can they add the extra 2?
Yes, they can. From the boot of Kirk Dixon. Luke Dawn's try, Kirk Dixon's conversion. Castleford are ahead by 6 points to 0. Well, Sean McRae, you had Luke Dawn with you at Salford last year, the back end of last year anyway. It's a pity he wasn't as quick as that for you.
Well, actually he was, Eddie. I mean, he was a prolific try scorer, Luke Dawn. The fact is we just couldn't keep hold of a lot of players because of the situation, and I'm really delighted to see what he's doing here. He's a real confidence player, he's inspirational, and he's a terrific support player, and on the back of that kick from Ryan McGoldrick, which was very well placed and very well thought about, Luke Dawn's always going to come up with points.
Well, Scott Moore loses the ball in a ferocious challenge, and Richard Moore has it for Wakefield. That was Sam Hobbs. This is McGilvray who will drive it forward down the middle. Can Wakefield respond to that early try from Luke Dawn? Hobbs goes right and finds Rooney. He then finds Tony Martin.
First real opportunity that the Wildcats will have, and this is where the skills of Rooney and Bruff usually come into play.
Danny Sculthorpe operating it loose forward recently. That's a big hit though from Owen Guttenbeil, the former Castleford prop, of course. Sculthorpe now operating like his brother at loose forward. Good kick, ball has come free. They're lucky to get away with that. Dixon couldn't take it in, but the man Donlan was there to tidy up.
Good covering by Donlan. Oh, Atkins looked as though he was going to get a gift. Neat little kick through by Danny Brough. Well, the quality on show from the two standoffs. Ryan McGoldrick normally should have played in the centre tonight, but had to be switched to standoff. His was a good kick to make sure that Dawn scored the try, and Brough nearly got one for Atkins on that occasion.
And it wouldn't come as any surprise to know that Wakefield have scored more tries from kicks than any other side in Super League. In Rooney, Brough and Hobbs, they have three of the best at those short kicks, and Cass are fully aware of that. Great save early on in goal.
It was Donlan to the rescue for Castleford, but it means a second set of 6 for the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats. That's Danny Sculthorpe. He will get to his feet eventually, plays the ball to Obst. Here is Danny Brough. Back it goes to Rooney. Lovely feet from Rooney as he glides past one. But good job that Dixon was there. It was Shenton who was nearly fooled by the little sidestep. Brough, ball in field to Oliver Wilkes. And Wilkes gets it away to Matt Blaymire. Last tackle here for Wakefield. Danny Brough. Oh, it's bounced kindly for Brough. He's over for the try. It's scooted up off a Castleford defender's ankle. And Brough gets the try that Wakefield were threatening for the last 12 tackles. Another try from a kick. This time it came up for Danny Brough. And that's only his third of the season in Super League.
He's more of the creator. That has been his ploy all the way through this year. But he's got the rub of the green, hasn't he? Guttenbeil certainly went for it. Ricocheted through. It's a gift. You've got to take your chances. Guttenbeil lunged at it. It bobbed up. No doubt. TRY time.
Well, he's having a great season, Danny Brough. 9 goals, a new Super League goals in a match record for Wakefield against Castleford in Cardiff. There's the first one from him tonight. He's also scored the try. Castleford 6, Wakefield 6.
That was a question that I posed. Can they keep this man quiet? Danny Brough, okay. A little bit of luck there. Guttenbeil, it could have gone anywhere, but it went straight into the arms of Danny Brough.
Eddie, just to allude what Phil was saying before, it just shows the value of a good kicking game. Both these sides possess it. You'd say on points, though, that Wakefield would be slightly ahead in terms of their ability to kick, their ability to place it. And, you know, it just, again, shows you in this game of rugby league how that's a terrible error from the kickoff. Just talking about kicking games, and that goes out on the full and a penalty to Wakefield on the halfway line.
Yes, McGoldrick didn't have his sights in then. And remember, McGoldrick and Castleford are the home team. He really gave that a thump.
Well, he should know the ground. They practice here often enough. It was well left in the end. Whew. See there that Wilkes says, oh, I'm going nowhere near that one.
That means it's a penalty on halfway to Wakefield. They're back inside Castleford territory with Danny Brough. And here now is Jason Golden, who really has established himself in the Wakefield pack this year, the 22-year-old Golden. He plays the ball to Brough.
Well, your mind goes back to that Millennium Magic. Oh, Brough got it away.
Penalty to Castleford.
Called held. I'm just saying about you, your mind goes back in the way that Danny Brough just absolutely blitzed Castleford off the park that particular day. And he says he didn't hear the call. He's not impressed, the man with the whistle.
Don't know why I didn't hear the call. I know there's a big crowd in here tonight, but Ian Smith's got one of the loudest voices in the Super League refereeing fraternity, as you just heard then. Here is Liam Higgins again for Castleford, shouting at the players, making sure everybody hears him, but Danny Brough plainly didn't. Now there's a penalty.
Yep. Bit of a high grab there. Jamie Rooney, the culprit. One thing Castleford do, they're quite happy to...
There's your line.
Bit of a bad contact as well. They do work that short blind side extremely well, usually on the second or third tackle.
This is Guttenbeil for the Tigers.
They'll probably take another forward to make the option, try to create a switch to the blind.
Higgins again. Liam Higgins, formerly with Hull. This is McGoldrick. He's got there. The referee will hand it upstairs to video referee Ashley Klein, so it's the first decision for him tonight. But McGoldrick, well, they're not celebrating.
Well, Golden went low, got to the... Now then, is that a double movement, or is it all in the same move?
I think he got there first time. I think it hit the whitewash.
Pretty hard to see from that angle. Danny Bruff's underneath it. Ooh, at normal speed, it's very difficult indeed.
I think he's made it. I think Ryan McGoldrick has made it here. And there it is. A new 4-year deal in the bag for Ryan McGoldrick recently. He has the distinction of playing for the United States of America in the qualifying stages of this year's World Cup. Sadly, the States are not in Australia for the finals. Neither will be Ryan McGoldrick, though it might be as a spectator, of course. He might go home for the winter. But McGoldrick has just edged Castleford ahead again.
And it just shows you how the importance of just spotting the gap and going through it. You could see that Jason Golden had gone low, and Danny Bruff just a little bit too slow to be alert.
Dixon misses with the conversion.
A lot of the players in Super League will say that Ryan McGoldrick is one of the best players, and in fact he's one of the best players that Castleford have. He's looking dangerous here. Look at the speed and determination as he goes hard to the line. He created the first try with his kick. He's individually scored the second one with his pace. And I said it was going to be a high-scoring affair. The Tigers are hoping that it isn't going to be tit-for-tat scoring.
Well, Ryan McGoldrick, who kicked the ball out on the full from the kick-off not long ago, but he's really made up for that error in abundance. That's a great chase, though, by Sean Gleeson. That was a really high kick. The ball hung in the air. Oh, that's high from Moore.
Oh, it's got to be a little bit of a second one. Yeah. Well, he missed the first one to the official, Ian Smith, but he certainly didn't miss the second. Bang, that was high. And then he tried to just rip his head off. Tough hombre, this fella. Look how high that tee-up is. I don't know what the measurements are or what's allowed these days.
10 centimetres.
Well, I wouldn't like to buy a roller carpet off the Wakefield
provider of the kicker of the
kicking tee. Yeah.
Does it really matter though? Isn't it exciting if it goes high in the air and the defenders are able to chase it and contest for the ball?
No, you're right, but if it's illegal, yes. Great offload from Westerman. McGoldrick again. Dixon, good hands. Shenton goes down in the tackle from Jason Golden.
Super hands there.
This is McGoldrick again. Looking for support, there's none there. He takes the tackle from Sam Obst. This is Scott Moore. Oh, underneath a challenge from the other Moore, Richard Moore. This is Craig Hubie.
They're short on the blind side. Will they go for the power play? No, they're going to open and kick.
It's Luke Dawn looking for Dixon in the corner. This is everybody.
Boy, they missed a good option there, did the Tigers. Wakefield was screaming to try to get defenders out on the other side. Dawn opted for a kick that was far too long. Dixon couldn't get anywhere near it.
Dixon nearly straight down the lens of John Duncan's camera there.
You know, there's a great attitude, isn't there, in the Castleford side? They've obviously got together some few weeks ago and said, we're bottom of the table, how do we get out of this? We're leaking a lot of points, we're having plenty scored on us, but what we've got to do is make sure we can score points. So they're very keen to shift the ball, they're very keen to offload it and just challenge the opposition defence, and they're prepared, if they make a mistake, they're going to back themselves defensively. You've got to do that. If you're prepared to shift the ball around, you've also got to accept the fact you're probably going to have to make a lot more tackles.
16 minutes gone, Castleford ahead by 10 points to 6. It's 6 years since they beat Wakefield at home. 44-6 it was in 2002. This is Condon who spins away from one challenge.
They're vital yards forward because it was a good kick from Sam Obst. Linked himself into the dummy half position where Castleford weren't expecting the kick from them. It's getting a bit tasty out there. Oh!
Richard Moore is running around like a man possessed. This is Dixon again.
Good defence there. He doesn't mess around, does Mr. Moore?
Guttenbeil.
Hasn't he come on, though, since he's been under the tutelage of the coach, John Keir?
Scott Moore again. Luke Dawn. Misses out one, gets it out wide. Kick towards the posts. And that's going to hang in the in-goal area. And Damien Blanche has got to run this ball back. And he does. That's good yards from him as well.
Good chase. Kick's only as good as that chase.
Oh, knock on. Was it?
No.
No, a penalty.
Holding
down in the tackle.
This is something that really does irritate coaches. They've done all that hard work and they just were very slow to release the man. Westerman just trying to hold on for the vital few seconds.
This is Ryan Atkins again.
The Wildcats now, they'll be looking to try to consolidate, get the big fellas down the middle. That's what they normally do, and here goes one of them.
Ricky Bybee gets Wakefield to halfway. And Brough finds Rooney. Goes wide and finds Wilkes.
Wakefield finding it very hard to get through this Castleford defence. It's a one-on-one marker system. They're moving up right into their faces, going towards the whitewash. Did well to stay in.
There's a couple of Wakefield jerseys there hanging on to Tony Martin's ankles, making sure he wasn't going to go over the sideline. This is Duncan McGilvray. Last tackle here for Wakefield. Rooney down the short side, dab to the in-goal area. Obst is after it. There was a foot there, and it was good foot too from young Richard Owen. Cleared the danger for the Tigers.
I think he's hurt himself as well, stretching out. Realised at the very last moment that no one was there. He had to just lunge. Sam Ops was sniffing around.
Played centre against Warrington a fortnight ago, Richard Owen as well, but Obst was looking for the four-pointer. He's also got 9 tries in all matches this year. Rooney is underneath it, gives it to Bybee. Bybee runs it forward. Good play there from Owen and Lupton. Good tackle by Scott Moore on Sean Gleeson. Tony Martin, McGilvray. Obst scampers in at dummy half, looks for Brough and finds him. Richard Moore, well, Danny Brough actually shaped to pass it to Richard Moore. Didn't, and then gave it him the second time. That fooled everybody, Moore included.
And not only that, he thought he was going to be the dummy runner, and they stood around.
Oh, it's a kiss! Damien Blanche. The pass wide, underneath the sticks. Gives the try, does Ian Smith. And that is a real gift for Damien Blanche. And Wakefield are level. Won the 2005 National League Grand Final with Castleford, did Damien Blanche, the Irish international, and here he is now, levelling the scores for the old enemy, the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats.
It's always worth a gamble when the man is passing out wide, when you're deep in your own territory. Even if you miss it, you've got chance for all your teammates to get back, and maybe if they create the overlap, which they would have had, but he took the chance, Damien Blanche. It was quick thinking on his behalf. Not the best pass from Luke Dawn. He should have seen. You got to have a little squint out wide before you send out a wide ball. And I'm afraid Luke Dawn failed to do that.
He's there back onside. It's good play from him. He knows he's outnumbered. He then makes that judgment call. We saw Castleford score in their last game with a dramatic interception at the end of the match. He's not going to wait that long for the drama as Blanche goes over. And if you look at it, at the end of the first quarter, Castleford have clearly been the better side, more aggressive in defence, more movement to the ball. You'd have to say too fortuitous, although an element of skill in that one. 2 fortuitous tries for Wakefield.
And they have hit the front for the first time.
Yeah, they have, Eddie, but I want to go back to what I was talking about 3 or 4 minutes ago. When you shift the ball around, you do take risks. So you've got to try to find a happy balance there, happy medium. It's very clear to me that Terry Madison has got the Castleford side saying, when the other team make an error, we play straight to the edges. Don't go up the middle, take a couple of settlers, just shift and try to catch their defence out. That's what they tried to do. Damien Blanche read the play really, really well.
Here's Richard Moore again. Will play the ball quickly to Rooney, who's gone for a 40-20 here, Rooney. Just didn't quite have the legs. Donlan will bring it forward for Castleford.
Quick thinking by Rooney. He really has got a good football brain. Now then, the Tigers, perhaps they won't be as adventurous on this occasion. They'll just try to get their way to the halfway line, maybe just put the power kick through.
Injury problems well documented this year for Wakefield. They've been as bad as anybody's. But John Keir's attitude is simply, look, let's get on with the job. There are 17 bodies in our jerseys against 17 bodies in theirs, and they have a penalty here. Castleford.
Well, they all know it. All the players have been told any arm underneath the man trying to play the ball will be penalised. He's aware of it, John Keir.
He really relishes these occasions, because he's a Castleford lad. He played for this club, the Castleford club, way back as a winger, but he's very much in the Wakefield camp at the moment. And it's McGoldrick who flicks the ball up there to Liam Higgins again. And it's Andrew Henderson at dummy half, attacking the line, and Gutenbiel, Martin, McGilvray and Bybee got to him eventually. 3 metres away, Henderson to Dawn, short ball. Lupton was nearly through. Here is Dawn again. Now it's with McGoldrick. So what about the long pass again? Oh, and Hubie is through them. Good job that Martin was there.
Looking for the offload as well. Added a bit of spark as Henderson coming into the field of play.
Dawn's kick is going to be too long.
Nice idea, but far too much pressure on the football. It all well and covered, but oh, that's a good drive. The one good thing about the Wakefield outfit is that the forwards really do run onto the football, trying to get over the advantage line. Crowd don't like the grapple tackle.
Bybee is missed. Oh, the pass is picked up, fortunately, by Rooney. That was Brough. And here goes Wilkes. Hubie and Lupton, the tacklers. Rooney again. Just dropped the shoulder. Thought about the pass inside. Took the tackle instead. Higgins and Gutenbiel were ahead of him. Last one here for Wakefield. Leading by 12-10 as you see. There goes the high kick from Danny Brough. They're all after this. Well claimed by Dixon.
Not the best catch. He had to look down and get the ball as it was going towards the ground. In the end, he made sure of it.
I think anytime you catch one of Danny Brough's bombs, Steve, it's a great catch. They're so good. I think every wingman and fullback fears it being aimed in their direction.
Luke Dawn again for Castleford. Here is Peter Lupton.
They get in the half break of the Tigers, and you must give credit to their coach Terry Maddison that they're always trying to look for the offload. Whether that second phase is going to come, it'll be hard to see.
Nice kick from Luke Dawn down the line, just gaining a bit of territory. You know, we shouldn't forget that Castleford have beaten Leeds and St Helens here this year, so they clearly have the talent to trouble the best.
They've certainly been the best side here so far in the first 25 minutes, there's no doubt about it, and largely because their play the balls are so much quicker than Wakefield. They're finding a way to get to the floor quicker, good position, they get up, they play the ball, they can play off that. To me, Wakefield are a little bit cumbersome, a little bit slow, not quite organised, playing a lot more direct, and it's not really working for them at the moment. They certainly have had they're ahead on the scoreboard. They wouldn't be ahead in terms of possessions or field position.
They look quite frightened, actually. They only want to open up the play when they get somewhere pretty close to the Castleford line. So whether they're just biding their time, I don't know. Whether they're trying to just tire out this Tiger outfit, we'll have to wait and see.
Well, I think, Steve-O, because of the slower play the balls, people like Obst, Brough and Rooney haven't been able to dictate terms. And that's a great way to beat Wakefield is to shut those three down.
Here is Rooney. It's a nice run from him, gets them over halfway, but that's the last tackle. And Obst will go down the short side, grubbers it down the line, looking for Sean Gleeson's pace. Oh, and Donlan didn't fancy it for a moment. And
Now
the
there
ball
was
has
a
found
touch.
its way into touch, but what is the touch judge and referee's decision here? Head and feed to Castleford.
Well, he flips it back on the inside, and now does it? It was a Wakefield.
He's already out of play, isn't he? Because his foot's on the line.
Yeah, it's hit the whitewash. That'll do. It was a neat little kick, though, by Sam Obst. Here's another that takes advantage of that short blind side. It's a wonderful advantage, you know, when you drop yourself into dummy half. Not many defensive sides expect you to kick from there.
Well, all our experts here tonight indicating that Castleford playing the better, but Wakefield leading the match. 12-10, and that's what it's all about.
You take your chances. It's as simple as that, and they certainly have.
It's a great tackle too by Sam Obst on Westerman.
The thing is, John Keir is that type of coach. He won't be unhappy with the way things are going.
Great run from Andrew Henderson. His brother Kevin is on the field as well, on the other side, of course, for Wakefield. And the kick just dribbles its way down the line off Luke Dawn's boot and finds touch. And it's going to be Wakefield's head and feet.
They find it a little bit difficult now. Early in the game, Castleford were finding the gaps. He's not happy with that. Luke Dawn should have been a little bit further downfield. But fair play to Wakefield. Their defensive quality, they're getting across.
Head in, Sam, head in.
Normally you find the Tigers will attack on their right-hand side. As we say, Shenton and Westerman. Stuart Donald, the full-back, he likes to chime in that area as well. Oh.
This is Jason Golden with the ball. That was a great tackle on him.
Hold, that's two, go.
Bruff. Here goes Ned Kattick over halfway. Ooh, and he has the penalty, Wakefield.
Give him another 10 because
It was
someone's had
Kyle
a bit
Bibb,
of
I beg his pardon.
descent.
Big lad, Kyle Bibb. I think they might be tempted to have a little shot at goal here. Wakefield. Just to edge the scoreboard further in their favour.
Well, that indicates one or two things, Eddie, to me. It indicates either great confidence in Danny Bruff to kick this goal, or it indicates that they're a little fatigued. They've lost a bit of shape. They're a bit concerned about how Castleford are controlling them. Perhaps they need the break. That's why Luke Dawn was a bit upset before that he found touch. He wanted to keep the ball in play. I think Castleford sniffed that Wakefield were struggling a bit.
Here's Bruff's attempt, and it's wide of the mark.
Well, they'll still get the ball back from the dropout. I'm with you, Sean. Let's not forget that Wakefield did play last week. Castleford have had the luxury of 14 days.
With all due respect, though, it was Oldham that Wakefield had to brush aside in the Challenge Cup.
It's still 80 minutes.
From the divisions below.
It's still 80 minutes, and you've still got to trudge your body through it.
Yes, I accept that. Ball stands up for Rooney. Here comes Ricky Bybee. Bybee is tackled 2 or 3 metres inside his own half of the field. This is Kevin Henderson. Kevin is 27 and Andrew for Castleford is 28. They're both Scottish internationals, both with eyes on the World Cup. There is a mistake from Tony Martin.
Took his eyes off the football. It wasn't the best pass, to be fair. He'd overran it, but you could see he was looking at the man coming towards him. Just on that basis, Eddie, in regards to, with respect to Oldham, you've upset quite a few people in Oldham by saying that. They tried very, very hard against them, I would say.
I'm sure they did.
I wonder how many minutes you've played against Oldham from the past.
Not many.
Maybe you could tell us how they feel.
I think that's a little uncalled for. This is Castleford in possession.
10 metres. Hold.
I've been to Oldham a few times. Guttenbeil.
I wouldn't advise going back.
They know what I mean.
A little bit of a stalemate this game, actually, because I think the defences are getting much on top and not getting opportunities, not getting space to sort of just make that half break.
McGoldrick Dawn.
That's
Back
better.
it goes to Donlan. Oh, put down by young Richard Owen.
Had the chance, and he knows it too. Just overran it. That's the problem with quite a few of the younger up-and-coming stars. They do have a tendency to try to just overrun the ball, don't have the experience to just wait and wait.
And you know what, Steve-O, it's just a matter of maybe half a metre, just being a fraction deeper, and he probably runs onto that ball and creates an opportunity. But, you know, I'll go back to the point I made earlier. If you're going to shift the ball around and create errors, and then you've also got to be prepared to defend a lot more than perhaps you would think in a game. And I've got to say that Castleford tonight have done that exceptionally well. They've not been broken down at all defensively. We've had 2 fortuitous tries from Wakefield. They've been very, very strong.
Here's Henderson again for Wakefield. Tackled on the halfway line by Ned Cattick. And the dab down the line was by Jamie Rooney. That's a good chase, but good work from Donlan to get the ball out of the in-goal area. Bibb and McGilvray with the tackle. This is Dixon. Henderson. McGoldrick.
Knock on. That's the problem you have with this very short, flat pass, trying to catch the defence. But I'm afraid it's not there. Have your eyes on the football at all time.
I think there were 4 great defensive efforts from Wakefield. The first 3 plays, they got up as quickly as they could, and on the fourth one, they forced that mistake. You know what? The best teams are able to just lift their intensity and the speed of the game when they sense an opportunity to just score. I think that's the case here with Wakefield. Just over 5 minutes to half-time, and they're lifting the pace of this match.
Yes, they are. They're trying to play the ball a lot quicker as well, as Gleeson holds on to it. Sam Obst is the man at dummy half right behind him. And here comes Henderson again. Will stand and play the ball once more to Obst. McGilvray to Rooney. Good tackle that. Excellent tackle by Joe Westerman. This is Blaymire. No way through. Ned Cattick standing firm.
Brough wants the football.
And has got it. Stabs the kick in. Not the best kick, that.
No, it was a nothing kick here, wasn't it? It came up to the end.
10 metres.
And all the time in the world is been a little bit quiet over the last 20 minutes or so, and that's been brought about by some strong defence. It's at times like this that maybe you try something a little bit different. Little chip over the top. Matt Blaymire, the fullback, is way deep.
Cattick again for Castleford. Last tackle. Oh, penalty. Penalty for pushing.
That was quick thinking as well. He got up and played the ball so quickly that Ops was just caught in virtually 2 minds, trying to get him back up, trying to get his balance.
Well, it's just gone slightly off the boil, hasn't it? The opening 20 minutes, rip-roaring stuff. We had all the points.
Well, John Keir will have a few words to say to Sam Ops. That's the 3rd penalty given away.
Approaching half-time, 4.5 minutes to the interval. Cattick again for Castleford. Henderson at dummy half. Have a little run, and then we'll find McGoldrick. McGoldrick, short ball to Luke Dawn. Important tackle that was by Kevin Henderson. Here comes McGoldrick again, and it's the other Henderson, and it's offside.
Oh, I thought he would set it forward. Great tackle by Jason Golden.
Now, will they go for 2 or will they run this?
Play on. They've just had 9 plays at them in a row. Keep going.
Yeah, get on with it. Oh, he's gone for 2.
No, he hasn't, not yet.
Oh, he's gone for it.
The man with the kicking tee was hovering on the touchline waiting to come on. Don't know whether Terry Mattison wanted them to have 2. But Phil is right. 9 tackles, that's 10 tackles. This is the 11th coming up. The Cattick was standing still. Gets the ball away though to Henderson. Here is McGoldrick. McGoldrick, back it goes to Donlan. Donlan is halted by Danny Brough. Important minute of the match here. as McGoldrick attacks them again. Gets it in field to Katic. And Katic is wrestled to the ground once more. That's tackle number 3.
Well, a dummy runner or even simple run around, anything to just squeeze the defence out.
Luke Dawn. Luke Dawn gets it away. UB. Offside again. Another Castleford penalty. And Tony Martin is saying that there was obstruction there.
Well, surely they're not going to try to kick when they had an easy one early. They've gone for the tap, not surprisingly.
Great run from Liam Higgins. They would love a try here, Castleford. It would really lift them. Start of the second half. McGoldrick, back it goes to Westham, and he tries to spin away from Golden. Referee wants all the Wakefield defenders behind that goal line. Katic again. Gets it away to Henderson. He then finds Luke Dawn. It's opened up for Dawn. No, it hasn't. Tony Martin has closed it. That's 4 tackles gone. Henderson scampering in to get Hubie out of the way. Here is McGoldrick once more. It's Dawn, good hands, Donlan. Good defence though again from Wakefield.
Outstanding stuff.
Dawn will give it to McGoldrick. McGoldrick will give it here off the head and arms and legs and everything of Westerman. And the chance has gone. And Wakefield will think that that is as good as 4 points for them up the other end.
Certainly is. It was tremendous in their defensive pattern. I'm not so sure that that ball was meant for Joe Westerman. I think that was going out further. It was going towards Dixon. Didn't like it, Terry Madison.
This is where Castleford need an effort on an effort. Their opposition have just had to defend for 19 players. If they can contain the goal forward here, they're going to get one good more crack at half time.
They won't now because Gleeson was tackled high.
Well, you mentioned it was going to be a crack, Phil, and it was right into the mush. Boom. Hubie has given away a vital penalty. Hit the shoulder first, but finished up underneath the chin.
Henderson will drive it forward once more. Hubie gets himself back into the defensive line as Obst goes down the short side. Good hands. It's Gleeson. Gleeson over the top and Blaymire. Matt Blaymire for Wakefield. Underneath the sticks. Well, they absolutely soaked everything up that Castleford could throw at them. And they have snapped back just before the half-time siren for a hugely significant score from Matt Blaymire. This is his 40th Wakefield appearance. He's played 90 in his career. He has impressively made the step up from National League 2 into the Super League, and this could be an absolutely vital try right on the stroke of half-time.
Beautifully worked on that blind side. Sculthorpe started it off. Gleeson just went streaming through. They get close. Joe Westerman had the opportunity. 3 sets they had in the bag, and it was wonderful hands, wasn't it? Full-back Matt Blaymire gleefully accepts it. Tremendous play. First of all, coming from Sculthorpe, then the skills of Tony Martin.
And now the boot of Danny Brough, and it's 18-10 to Wakefield. It could so easily have been 16-12 to Castleford, but Wakefield were dogged on their own line. And then they kept on going up the other end, and it was an excellent try, to be fair. And it's the Wildcats who lead at half-time. And this hoodoo they seem to have over the Castleford Tigers has continued for 40 minutes here. This is a great try, and a wonderful pass over the top from Gleeson. Blaymire, right man, right time, 4 points, turn to 6. Wildcats ahead.